You are watching The Word Exposed. Here we will try to listen to God who speaks to us today through the sacred scriptures. Join me in beholding the truth of God's unwavering love for us. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Today we observe the solemnity of Christ the King, and thus the culmination of our liturgical year. In the Gospel, we will witness the conversation between Jesus and Pilate. He was asked of his identity. Are you the King of the Jews? But we know Jesus' wisdom, and so he finally answered, You say I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. My friends, this Sunday, let us ponder, who is Jesus in my life? As we continue with our reflection, may we answer truthfully, He is the just and compassionate King who reigns in my heart and rules my life. According to Jesus, the Holy Spirit will not invent new truth. The Holy Spirit will lead us to the truth that Jesus has already taught. When you have the Holy Spirit, you can speak and explore different languages to address people of different needs. Barriers and boundaries of discrimination, division, and injustice should disappear. The diversity of the gifts should not be a hindrance to the strengthening of the church. God chooses all.
A reading from the book of the prophet Daniel. As the visions during the night continued, I saw one like a son of man coming on the clouds of heaven. When he reached the Ancient One and was presented before him, the one like a son of man received dominion, glory, and kingship. All peoples, nations, and languages serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not be taken away. His kingship shall not be destroyed. The word of the Lord.
Our first reading for this Sunday, the solemnity of Christ the King, comes from the prophet Daniel. This is the last Sunday in ordinary time, and in the calendar of the church, this last Sunday in ordinary time is meant to alert us to the fact that the end of the year should let us focus on Jesus. The whole of history is aimed at being synthesized and at reaching its apex in Jesus. He who is King, He who has authority over heaven and earth. And in the first reading, this quite difficult prophet Daniel presents to us some sort of a vision which was meant to be a message of hope to a people undergoing trials and even persecution. In its symbolic way, the passage from Daniel presents to us this mysterious figure whom he calls the Son of Man. Some experts, those who have studied the prophet Daniel, say that this Son of Man could have been an individual. And we have a name for him, Jesus Christ. Others, however, say that the Son of Man in the prophet Daniel is the personification of a community, of the people of God that will become triumphant after this long period of suffering and trial. But in the context of the solemnity of Christ the King, I think we are allowed legitimately to focus on this figure, the Son of Man, who will come from above, and relate it to Jesus, the King of the universe. By this act of coming from above, we at once realize that this King, who will receive dominion, honor, glory from the Ancient One, comes from a realm, from above, which is quite different from the earth, where our kings, our queens, and those who claim to be kings and queens of this world arise. This king comes from above. He comes from God, and his authority will come from God. And his promise, justice. Justice. This is a new reign. And his kingdom, because it comes from above, will have no end. And it will be total. All nations will serve him. There will be no end to this kingdom. And rightly so. If God reigns, then it must not end. Because the reign of God is a reign of grace, a reign of truth, a reign of justice, a reign of love, full love, everlasting love. We do not want that reign, that kingship to end. Unlike, unfortunately, the many other forms of kingships or queenships that we experience in daily life. We are just waiting for the time, when will this kingship end? Why? Because it does not come from above. It comes from human ambition. It comes from lies. It comes from manipulation. And so, the solemnity today tells the people who are suffering, have faith, have hope. God will send a king. And his kingdom is not of this world. And because it comes from the eternal love of God, that kingdom will be supreme. In this day and age, social networking has become a very convenient mode of communication among people. With just a click and the power of the internet, you are able to reach your loved ones wherever they are. On the other hand, it is saddening and alarming to know that there are some people who take advantage of the reach and availability of social networking sites, spreading scandals and false information about a certain entity or personality, engaging in fraud and scams, and at times pretending to be someone else. Recently, I have been getting reports that there are fan pages and personal accounts under my name and are circulating over Facebook. To set the record straight, I have no personal Facebook account. Rather, I have only one Facebook page, and it is being maintained by Jesuit Communications. I seek your help in reporting fraudulent pages and accounts, not only those concerned with myself, but also with other people and entities. Let us keep the social networking world a good communication venue by being truthful.